With a stamp of approval from parliamentarians on the 4 constitutional amendment bills on equality, members of the Bahamas Constitutional Commission are redoubling their efforts.
Now, the aim is to ensure that Bahamians fully understand all of the bills. Last night, they stopped off in Bimini, and our Julian Reed was there.
Like many people throughout the country, some people in Bimini still seem to be unclear about Bill number 4. Co-chairperson of the Constitutional Commission's educational team, retired Justice Ruby Nottage, said that marriage is not mentioned in Bill 4 and pointed out that it actually gives a definition of what sex is.
Sex in our Constitution will have a definition. And as I said, when the Constitution defines it, you can't go beyond it. There will be an amendment, 2611, which says, in this chapter, sex means being male or female.
The first 3 bills will allow Bahamian men and women to pass on citizenship to their families in the same way. Regarding Bill number 2, which will give a Bahamian woman married to a foreigner the same right a Bahamian man now enjoys, Commission member Brandis Duncanson said that stronger measures have been added to prevent sham marriages.
The safeguards that currently exist, as well as the proposed safeguards, really come together to ensure that the marriages are not a sham, that persons are entering into them for the true intention, and there's no sort of element of fraud.
Like many men in the country, one man in Bimini lamented the fact that his kids are not Bahamian because their mother isn't and he wasn't married to her. Bill number 3 will allow him to pass on Bahamian citizenship to them. Rashawn Flowers of the Commission Secretariat pointed out, however, that legal proof that the man is the father is a must.
Upon consultation, it has been determined that in order to allow an unmarried Bahamian father to pass his citizenship to his child born out of wedlock, we would require legal proof, and that legal proof would be DNA evidence. You see? And also the Status of Children Act, which deals with maintenance of children, among other things, will also be amended to require DNA proof as legal proof of paternity.
It's a rare opportunity to change the Constitution. Mrs. Nottage stressed that unlike the gaming referendum, the constitutional referendum is binding.
That the referendum which seeks to amend our Constitution legally binds the government and, of course, the people. So the government can't just turn around and say, oh, well, we were just looking for your opinion, and now that we have it, we'll do what we want. No way.
Julian Reed, ZNS Network News.
Well, Keisha, everybody's still talking about Bahamian basketball sensation Buddy Hield, and he's been lauded for his basketball accomplishments by many sports writers here in the Bahamas as well as across the United States, making him a household name.
Now, next month, he'll be receiving his college degree, and in June, he's expected to be a top pick in the NBA draft. Always one to promote the Bahamas, tourism officials are buzzing over the exposure he's continuing to give the country. Here's Charles Fisher.
As the top college basketball player in the United States, Buddy Hield just has that effect on people, and that was evident during his college career at Oklahoma. Now, despite being held to under 10 points in his final game at the Final Four, the 8-mile Grand Bahamian has a bright future looming in the NBA. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Wilshcombe, sees Buddy Buckets doing for the Bahamas what Usain Bolt has been able to do for Jamaica in track and field.
He has proven to be an incredible ambassador to our nation. People are talking about 8 Mile Rock for the first time internationally, and it's because of Buddy Hield. And just imagine what's going to happen next, because very clearly Buddy Hield's headed to the next step. And he is going to be the ambassador that we've always wanted out there, talking about our nation, using every opportunity he has, and doing it more so than most athletes I've ever seen talk about their nation, because each time he allows people to get inside, to feel his heart, to feel his love for his country, and that causes an interest. And Buddy Hield's been doing an incredible job.
Buddy has quite a following in the United States. He received numerous accolades and awards, including the Naismith Award, to whom sports writers deemed the best basketball player in the country, The 22-year-old was featured in many newspapers, magazine, radio, TV, and internet. And last month, ESPN college basketball writer Jeff Goodman traveled to Grand Bahama to feature Buddy's story.
It was awesome. Honestly, it might have been the best day of the season for me, or 2 days that I was there and spending it with Buddy's family and his sister and his brother, and just seeing kind of where he came from. And now I have a better appreciation of kind of where he is now and what type of kid he is and what type of player he is. And again, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Just kind of the hospitality that his family gave me was incredible. I mean, completely off the charts, something that I will never, ever forget.
And with this kind of free publicity, Buddy's contribution is immeasurable, according to Honorary Counsel in Houston, His Excellency Lyndon Rose.
We cannot ever imagine that he would have had the kind of impact. Everywhere I go, people are talking about the Bahamas, not about Buddy in the Bahamas, Buddy in the Bahamas. So it goes hand in hand. And I was listening to the minister yesterday talk about the value. If he had to spend marketing dollars trying to promote the Bahamas, we would spend a couple $100 million trying to do what Buddy has done to give the country recognition.
Former coach at Jockey with Alvin Butler experienced the Buddy love.
That everywhere you went, once you mentioned the word Bahamas or the island Bahamas, people gravitated. The first name out of their mouth was Buddy, and how Buddy is doing, and it was so pleasing and such a pleasure the way Buddy represented not only the Jockey Woodeye family or the island of Grand Bahama, but Buddy represented the entire islands of the Bahamas. Even friends from the Caribbean called and wished us well and wished Buddy well.
That love shown all over, especially from the fans here in the 242. For the ZNS News Network, I'm Charles Fisher.